Ohio looks good. What are you thinking?
Look, I think the one thing is that you can't watch the national media, the cable. They're terrible. It's terrible. I mean, the story for me tonight is just how terrible they are. Florida was done for the president an hour ago. So the reality is that they're holding this out to pretend like they've got a race. But put Florida in Trump's column. Georgia and North Carolina both are looking good for President Trump when you look at what is left to be counted. Ohio is fantastic for Trump, looking very good. Early indications for Pennsylvania look good. Early indications for Michigan look good. I am very encouraged right now. We've got a long night. Things could change. But right now, I'm very encouraged that Donald Trump is on pace.
You know, I was glad that we got Florida out of the way. I felt confident too, Rick. You know that I've been particularly looking at Pennsylvania because of the potential legal issues that could take place there. It's already made one trip on a stay basis to the Supreme Court, but there could be a merits decision necessary there. We'll see how that shapes up in the night. But I think that the thing that's encouraging, among many other things, is Michigan. And we could be looking at a new U.S. Senator.
Absolutely. Look, I think that there's one issue that I've been close to.
So everyone, I'm listening to Jay Sekulow. Jay Sekulow is Donald Trump's, personal attorney. And he has a show called Jay Sekulow Live. I have shared it here on my platform. I want to let you know some encouraging news these guys are reporting. And I've been putting up kind of like things I heard on the LA radio station and also Fox News earlier today. I was projecting all these wins, and they were wins for Trump, and some of them were for Biden. And I'm sorry about any confusion that I did cause there, because it did look like these polls were they were projected polls and they were not accurate. I didn't know that at the time because they didn't say that when they were, reporting on these things. But we are seeing that, excuse me, President Trump is looking like he's going to win the state of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Texas. And these were some swing states that the polls and the original, pollers were trying to say that these were ones that Biden was going to win. So we know how much of a liar these networks are. And in addition to that, Jay Sekulow is also reporting that Trump is very likely to take Ohio, Pennsylvania, which has really, really been something, because that is the state that was requesting several extra days to count the mail-in ballots. Hey, Ronald, how are you doing? Michigan is also another state that Jay Sekulow is saying that Donald Trump may win. Now, the House, they said we need 18 seats for it to be picked up, by the Republican Party. Right now, we have 103 counts for the Republicans and 76 Democrats. I don't know. That's all they know on that. And I heard that, I don't know much about the Senate part, but I was just going to go over also some of the news I was getting. This seems like it's still, according to all these outlets, it's still going to be a kind of a long night to figure out some of this. So I'm looking at my desktop, and I was sending some of my Los Angeles friends and Orange County friends just some information about some of the riots that were planned. And I just came across a list. Looks like I came across a list of where Antifa was going to strike in cities like Santa Ana, Los Angeles, Orange, just really in unlikely places. And they had planned some disturbances, riots yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But I didn't hear about it today. I was around Costa Mesa and didn't see any of that. And so, of course, I'm trying to get to it now. But we definitely need to keep all this in prayer, because there's also information about how someone said near LAX that they had a bunch of Antifa people staying in hotels, and they were going to, try to hit the area. And, a lot of businesses have boarded up. We've seen some pictures, in LA for them to plan on doing this. And obviously they're going to announce, I would say, who won, tonight. So polls have closed in, many states on the East Coast, and they're closing in California in about 30 more minutes. So they still have all those mail-in ballots. I don't know how they're going to divvy those up. Let's see what Jay Sekulow is saying now.
Already come in, but they're not willing to do that. And
I don't know what they're talking.
You've got to ask yourself, why are these cable news channels trying to prop up a race in certain states when it's not a race anymore?
Well, Rick, here's what it is. I mean, it's clear. They want this to go as long as they can. And why is that? It's commercial revenue.
And commercial revenue.
Exactly.
Correct, yeah.
So here, if they were being honest, Florida was over, like you said, an hour ago. It was over 2 hours ago. But the thing that's been amazed me in the whole thing, and you and I have talked about this before, look at these polling companies where they're making this stuff up. I mean, they're off in states by 4 and 6 points, but that's what they said, Biden plus 4 to 6, and then boom. So, I mean, this is just, it's amazing. Go ahead.
It's pure politics.
No, and I think you just hit it on the head, is that this polling is hocus pocus. They're guessing. They interview 600 people, and, most people aren't going to be honest with somebody they don't know who's calling their cell phone. And it's a really sad situation. I think that the media need to have an inward look at what they're doing. Yep. Many times they're inflaming situations and then asking the government agencies to respond to something that they inflamed, and then they report on the fact that the government is now responding back. I mean, it's really they're creating problems just to be able to get viewers. And I think as consumers of news, we're going to have to start looking elsewhere, and we're going to have to send a powerful message that it's not going to work with us.
And I think we're doing that tonight, Rick. We appreciate you calling in. I want you to call back in about an hour. Give us your latest on that, or if something breaks in between. Thank you for calling, Rick Rennell. By the way, thank you for your service to the country, Rick, on so many different levels.
So I'm watching Jay Sekulow live 2020 electric election coverage.
Art, because Art's calling from Florida and is asking an interesting question. Art, go ahead. You're on there. If you want to call us, by the way.
And I want to let you know I'm having a Pomeranian election party, and this is Boo, the cutest dog in the world. And then, of course, I have Samson and Coco, down here for stress relief in case, the polls start getting to me and I start watching, MSM too much and they start lying, and then, you start having a panic attack. All you have to do is start looking at how cute Boo, the cutest dog in the world, is, and also Samson, who's down here at my feet, and Coco. They're always here for me and for you. They'll probably be on camera later, and I'm looking forward to, seeing what's happening. We're going to keep watching Jay Sekulow live and see what his predictions are, because he's really the only one I'm trusting right now. I think the rest of it's all pure politics, and even Fox News. So I'll be back soon to see, because last time I checked in, they had Biden winning with 129 electoral votes, and Trump was like at 109. So this is pure TV, it's pure Hollywood now. So I want to get the truth out to you as soon as I learn it, and that's why I'm here. And yeah, Wendy, they're lying about Virginia. Yeah, they sure were, because we found out that it looks like Virginia is going to go to Trump. And I'll be back. So, and even people are writing here, all the major media outlets aren't reporting accurate results or reporting states that already have been won by Trump. I mean, you can just read the comments and you can get more enlightened and get more hope just by reading this. They showed Trump leading Virginia again, but yet mainstream media, since 2 or 3 hours ago, they were saying that Biden won Virginia. And then I got hooked into that and started posting lies on my page. I've got to go correct that right now. And so, yeah, people are thanking them for having better coverage than all the other media outlets. And I'm thankful that I found this too. My husband kind of said, let's look here. And so we did. And that's what is standing out to us. And this is true and honest reporting. And you can see this yourself on Jay Sekulow. I think he has a page.com. You also can find it here on Facebook. And I did share it. So yeah, we'll be back for more as soon as these stories break.